Hey guys, Rhett here. Thanks for watching. Today, I want to have my 2023 Section 8 State of the Union. What has happened so far in 2023? What do I see for the final quarter of the year into 2024? And I think the underlying lesson in what we have learned in 2023 and absolutely what we're going to learn in 2024 is something that I've echoed since I started this YouTube channel. And those of you who have been with me for a long time understand this. And it rings true more so now than ever before. And that is the worse things get in the world, interest rates, wars, real estate prices dropping, the ability to cash flow things being very, very, very hard, right? Inflation through the roof, laws being created that are against landlords, everything. The only thing that happens when things get crazy out in the world, and especially in real estate, the value of Section 8 goes up. I've talked about it since I started doing these videos years ago, and what happened recently in Section 8 has just further solidified everything that I've spoken to on that point. I've talked to you guys about my personal portfolio and how I've held tons of units through government shutdowns, economic recessions, COVID, whatever it is. And I've told you that every time things get bad, the value of your properties and my properties go up, because with Section 8, they're untouched by everything that could possibly happen. It's too big to fail. It really is. And when you look at the current environment, you look at rates right now, you look at inflation, you look at the market prices on homes on every single street across the country are falling. And what's happening with Section 8? The demand's through the roof. People are struggling to make ends meet. Inflation getting higher. The cost of living in cities all across the United States getting significantly higher. Taxes going up, right? So it's forcing more people to need government assistance. What it's also doing is it's creating, because that need is so high, the government needs to rely on the private sector to create housing for these people. They don't have the time, they don't have the means or the ability always to get units up that are owned by their independent cities or housing authorities. They have to rely on the public sector. So what did Section 8 do 30 days ago? They said, look, we need private sector subsidized homes, which is Section 8 just said the long way, to create incentives for you and me to continue to create Section 8 units. Section 8 is going up 15% across the United States. So that means that whatever you see on HUD, those fair market rent values, they're going to go up virtually 15% across the country in almost every single market. Why? We see rent across the United States right now plateauing because it's getting to the point where people can't afford it. People can't afford rents. The value of properties coming down because the government has curtailed inflation, not completely yet, but in doing so, by moving rates up, it has slowed the market down. So everything in real estate is starting to slow. Section 8 is going through the roof because we're buying these homes $50,000, $60,000, $70,000 and we're cash flowing them. $300, $400, $500 a month. My clients, some of my clients who purchase without financing, cash flowing $900, $1,000 net per month. It's madness. It's craziness. Cash on cash returns in the double digits every single day. We're seeing those. So the government needs Section 8. It's the place where you have to invest your capital. People say to me, Rhett, what if the real estate market crashes? If the real estate market crashes, it's going to be the best time in history since 2009, 2010, 2011 to buy rental property. Be the best ever. That's when I bought a ton of my units. You have to buy when the getting is good, right? When there's blood in the streets, you need to buy. We're starting to see that a little bit, right? Prices are coming down. Prices are coming down. I talk to people all the time. They say, Rhett, I'm going to wait. I'm going to wait it out. I'm going to wait until the market crashes. But you can't time it. You have to buy all the time. You always have to be buying, guys. You never know when that time to buy was the time to buy, right? You have to always consistently buy when things are high, when things are in the middle, and when things are low. We need to be buying at every point of this thing, right? You have to get into that mindset, because if you try to time the markets, you're never going to buy anything. You're going to wait for the real estate crash. It might not come for a year. It might not come for 5. It might never come. Same with people that try to buy stocks. Well, I'm going to wait till it crashes. I'm going to wait till it crashes. I'm going to wait till it crashes. It might not crash. You have to buy. It's the law of averages. It will take a good return over 10 years. It doesn't matter what happened in that 10 years. We'll take the average return over that 10 years if it's strong. How do you do that? It's called dollar cost averaging. You buy things constantly. It doesn't matter what their price is. You buy high, you buy low, and eventually you're going to have a great return. Okay? So don't time markets. You look back to 2020, and everyone, I'm sure watching this video, would say, well, I wish I bought in 2020. And if you did buy something in 2020 when rates were at historic lows, you probably now are saying, I wish I bought more, right? But don't forget, there were people in 2020 who were saying, don't buy anything. Don't buy. The real estate prices are inflated. They're crazy high. And they were skyrocketing because the rates had gone down. So people were able to spend more money because their mortgages were cheaper. And therefore, it created this huge price increase of real estate all across the country. So the same people that told you not to buy in 2020 are because the prices were inflated, are the same people telling you don't buy things right now because of the rates. Well, let's talk about rates. The interest rates on these properties, yes, rates are high. It doesn't matter what the rates are because we're going to refinance out of these rates anyway. When we're talking about buying $50,000, $60,000, $70,000 homes, a 1-point interest rate hike, it doesn't do much to us. We're not buying $1 million home where we're leveraging $750,000. Yeah, the difference between 7% and 8% on $750,000, that's a lot of money every month. But when we're buying a $75,000 house, the difference between 7% and 8% is not. It's not going to make or break us, right? So better to get in the door, even if we're cash flowing a little bit less. 12 months from now, we're going to refinance out of that into something better. The beautiful thing about Section 8, so they announce a 15% rental hike across virtually the entire country and definitely in the markets that we have teams and we're operating. We file for rental increases every 12 months. So when you put those two things together, right, you have an environment where we're getting in the door and we're getting a property. We're getting it out of the way. We're getting into the game, all right? We're getting in the game at 8%, say, okay? Well, it doesn't matter if our net cash flow is 200, 300, 400. We're net cash flow positive on that home. We know that in 12 months, when the rates are lower, which I believe they will be in 12 months, we'll refinance the home. So we'll go from 8% to 6% or 8% to more likely about 7%. But we're also going to file for rental increases from Section 8. Always, every 12 months we'll do that. So because of that, we are constantly going to be increasing our revenue by getting those Section 8 rental increases and decreasing our expenses by going for those refinances. And if we're lucky, we've accrued some equity in the home over that time period. We're able to pull some cash out, put it back into our pockets, okay? So when it comes to buying these units and buying Section 8, the noise outside shouldn't matter. My most successful clients buy all the time. They're constantly buying. Then they look back after 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, and they go, you know what? 2020 was a great time to buy. 2021 was a great time to buy. 2022, great time to buy. Yeah, 2023, the interest rates were a little bit higher. But now if you're in 2024, 2025, and you're looking back to 2023, you're like, oh, well, my net cash flow was down maybe 5 or 10%. But when I refinanced and then got my Section 8 rental increase in 2024, it all averaged out. I still was averaging over a 10% cash on cash return. So what I'm telling you is Section 8 is exactly what you think it is. It is going to continue to get more and more valuable. And guys, do not wait for rates to come down Do not wait until things are perfect, because they're never going to be perfect. You have to buy constantly, constantly, constantly. When you look at people who have 100, 200, 300, 500, 1,000, 2,000 unit portfolios, you think they try to time markets? Of course not. That's not what we do. We buy always, 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 always. When a deal looks good, we buy it. And this is one of the best times to buy, because sellers are nervous. They're nervous that, okay, well, maybe rates are going to go up for another 3 years. Maybe I'm only going to be able to get $85,000 for my house, and then maybe next year I'm only going to get $75,000. They're panicking. It's a great time to buy, because we know we can buy that house at $75,000 or $85,000, put a tenant in there paying $1,300 or $1,400 a month, and cash flow the crap out of it. So that's what we want to do. That is how you make money doing this. You do it over and over and over and over again. Boring, boring, boring. Boring makes money, okay? Section 8 is not going anywhere. It's going up. We're getting more money. It's going against every other trend. Because of that, Section 8 units are going to get more expensive. If they're driving more rents, more people are going to want to buy them. So why would you not want to buy one right now? We're buying houses every single day, my clients, under $100,000 every single day. People go, Rhett, you're full of crap. It's a scam, whatever. People are buying these things every single day. I'm doing videos on the channel. These are real people. You can look up these addresses and see exactly what they sold for. That's why I have my clients on the channels. I mean, these are real numbers. They're buying these things for under $100,000 every single day, and they're putting tenants in them for between $1,000 and $1,450 a month. Section 8. So get in the game. It's the time to do it. A 15% rent increase for fiscal year 2024 is what Section 8 just announced. You think about what's going on. We have rates going up. We have rents plateauing and going down across the country. And Section 8 is moving rents up 15%. Think about what that means. The writing's on the wall. As things get worse in our economy and it gets harder for human beings to live, there needs to be more affordable housing. And that is what we need to keep creating. Good quality homes for human beings, and we can make a lot of money doing it. We can do a lot of good, and we can put people who are in situations that are not as favorable as ours, we can put them in beautiful homes that they take pride in, that they care about because we care about it. It's very easy to tell. And those of you who have been on the channel for a while understand. When you walk into a house, and especially my clients, you walk into a house and you guys look at a house, you can tell right away pretty quickly if the landlord cares about the house or not, right? So it's about doing these units the right way. It's about getting into Section 8 right now and doing it in a way that separates you from everybody else. Okay? Get in the game. It's the best time to get into Section 8. A 15% increase, unheard of. Usually 5, 7, 10%. Last couple of years, it's been astronomically high because things are getting tough out there. Okay, guys? If you need help doing this, you want to get started, you don't want to make mistakes, you want to capitalize on doing this right and capitalize on the time because the clock's ticking. I don't know how much longer these homes sub 100,000 are going to be around in our country, especially with inflation continuing to rise, even in some of these markets. I don't know. So if you want to get started, you want to get into some of these markets, you want to use my teams that specialize in onboarding these units, send me an email in the description below and we'll get you started. We'll see you next time.